Hello everybody. My name is Heather and this is a Shabby Paints video tutorial. And today we are going to be doing a dry brushing technique for Fab Fridays with Heather. Good morning, Shannon. Hey. All right, so I'm just gonna get my laptop set up while I wait for you guys to see that we're on today. So give me just one sec. All right, I see you, I see me. Sorry, the way that my whole setup is this morning, there's no way for me to fit the mirror that we're going to be working on and the my laptop in the frame so I can see everything. So I'm going to be trying to watch the comments on my phone, which we're filming on, so that I'm not popping in and out of the screen. Yeah, so hi Michelle, hello Francisca, hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. So this is Fab Fridays with Heather. Thank you so much for joining me, and today, so I'm just gonna kind of try to slide this out a little bit so I can show you the project that we're gonna be working on today. Trying to get everything so it'll fit in the camera screen was a bit of a challenge, but we're gonna be working on this mirror, and what we're gonna be doing is we're going to be giving this kind of a dry brush highlight, which is going to be really good. Hi Donna, thanks so much for joining us. So yeah, I'm super excited, and this is going to be a pretty quick tutorial, and I'm going to actually, I think for today, let's see how to get you all so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna try to make this work. Okay, so I think what we're gonna go ahead and do is, all right, so you can kind of see this portion right here. So we're gonna work in little sections, and this piece is a kind of a faux wrought iron sort of look to it. It's, I don't know, some sort of plastic or resin mirror that I picked up, and it's not plastic, it's a little heavier than that. But it's meant to have the effect of like cast iron or wrought iron, and it's got some really pretty details, and I picked it up at a thrift store, of course. And so, but it's a little dark, and I thought it would just look really cute highlighted with some white dry brushing, some worn white dry brushing. And I thought this was a really nice candidate for demonstrating this effect for any of you who are curious about dry brushing, maybe haven't gotten completely into it or tried it yet. It's super easy, super fun, and I'm super excited to show it to you. So, okay, so we're going to be using worn white right here. And what you're going to need is you're going to need, I grabbed like a whole bunch of brushes because I wasn't sure exactly which one was going to be, was going to work the best for me today. So I grabbed several, but what you need is you need a very dry brush. This technique does require an actual dry brush, hence the name dry brushing. So that's what's going to give you the beautiful feathery look. So we're not going to be using water with our technique today. And then really you just need your jar of paint and a paper towel. And the paper towel is going to be, so after we dip our paintbrush in, we're going to be able to sort of even it out on here. So hi Deborah, thank you so much. Hi Norma, thank you guys for jumping on here. So I can see everyone's saying it's super hard to hear. I need to get one of those little wireless mic things. I'm afraid if I had a cord, I'd get tangled up and we would all have like a super fun, embarrassing video at Heather's house because I'm kind of clumsy. So I'll definitely work on getting some kind of a microphone so that you guys can hear me better, but until then I'm gonna kind of just try to yell for you. So yeah, so we are going to go ahead and get right into it. Hi Tanya, thank you for joining us. Hi Ruby, hello. Deborah, great. Okay, so I just kind of showed you guys this mirror. It has these beautiful details. I'll just lift it up so you can kind of see. Now it is not actually iron, but it sort of looks like it is. So this was out in my shed waiting for its big debut. So because I'm not going to be painting this first before I go ahead and do it, because I actually like this dark sort of rusty color. I think it's super pretty. I think it just needs a little bit of highlighting. Oh, my aunt is on. Hello, Aunt. So glad to see you. I love it when she joins us. And hello, Marlene. Hi, Ruby. Hello. So yeah, so I really do like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of my old crusty brushes and I'm just going to give this a little brush off just to make sure that there's no debris on it. I was being a little bit lazy and I didn't have time to do a ton of prep before jumping on here with you guys today. So I'm just gonna make sure that all the dust, all my little cobwebs from my shed are off, and then we're just gonna jump right in. Hello. Hi, Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining us. I see a bunch of new people on here today. So welcome. I'm really glad that you're here, and I'm super excited to do this with you today. And so, okay, all right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Now, like I was showing you before, just go ahead and shake up your paint, and we're gonna be using very, very little paint. I feel like we have, as we've been doing this together, every single tutorial has been a very little paint sort of usage project, but that's so great because this is just a great way to demonstrate wonderful, easy projects that you can do with very little paint. So I love that. And yeah, so I'm going to just go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, you're not going to be able to see my face because I want you to actually see what I'm doing. So I'm going to tilt you guys way down so that you can see. Let's see if I can do this. Here we go. I want you to actually see the technique and I want you to actually see what I'm doing. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start out right here. I have to see what you can see. Perfect, okay? And I'm gonna try to make sure that my hands and everything are actually in the video, okay? So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with this guy right here. Now this is a Klingon 045. It has been abused from all of my, like this is one that I have used extensively. So no judging my brush care. I'm sorry you guys, it's been like 400 pieces of furniture painted with this little guy. So it is a little bit misused. And okay, so we need very, very little paint for this. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and use what is in the lid from shaking it, which is awesome. Okay, so we are literally just dipping the very, 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 very tip of our brush into the paint. And I always start out with very, very little. And I'll actually use more if I want it, but the thing is it's a lot easier to add more than it is to take paint off. So I'm taking my paper towel and I'm just kind of like evening out all of the paint, which was very, very little, on my brush. And I am just going to start by literally, I kind of start moving my brush before I even touch it to the project. And I'm like lightly kissing, I guess you could say, the piece with the brush. And the goal here is I'm just wanting to make these beautiful details in this piece like pop. Do you see this? Can you guys see this on camera? How beautiful and easy this is? So I do really like the amount of paint that I have on my brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep going with this. And so when I first get my paint on the brush and I first start doing the dry brushing, I'm very, very lightly touching it. So now as I have sort of kept going and some of that paint has worn off, now I'm doing it a little heavier in those places until I redip my brush, if that makes sense. And I hope you guys can see this, but it's so cute. I love it. So just this one little tiny kiss of detail is gonna bring all of this beautiful artwork in this mirror out. And I think it's just gonna make it look a little bit more interesting, which is great. So let's see, I wanna make sure you guys can see really, really well. Hopefully you can. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep going. So that was one little brush touch. So we're gonna go ahead and do it again. And I mean, there's like no paint on the brush, like hardly any. So you don't want a lot. And then again, I'm taking my paper towel and I'm just wiping most of it off. And I'm also kind of using my brush in different directions to make sure that it's evenly distributed on the brush as well. So now I'm kind of moving the brush before I even touch down, like so. And the trick to this is wanting to make sure that, that the paint is going on evenly. So really the way that I do this is I just do my best, and I do my very, very best to make sure it's even, and then after I'm all done, I'll kind of go around and make sure that it's an even dry brush all the way around. And so, yeah. Oh, and thank you guys. Shabby Shannon says she loves my planter. Just, you know, a cute little rusty metal planter that I painted with our Shabby paint. Oh my gosh, you guys, I can't think of anything today. My brain is dead. Peppy Peacock. So this right here was painted with Peppy Peacock, if you're looking at that little chibi planter in the background. Kind of paint everything that's standing still around here. I'm sure some of you creatives know what I'm talking about. If it sits somewhere for too long, you better watch out. It's gonna get some paint on it. Great, okay, so I'm just going to kind of, let's see if I can move the camera a bit. I want you guys to be able to see really well. I hope you can. Is this close enough? Can you see? Just let me know. Let me know if it's hard to see. I wanted to get this close so you can really, really see what I'm doing. And I may actually just sort of pick up the stand and hold it so you can get a really, really close up. Actually, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys again. I'm just dipping the tiniest bit, okay? And this is gonna be a super quick project. Very, very quick and easy. We're like a quarter of the way done. Okay, so I'm actually going to pick this up and show you, because I want this to be like really, really apparent, and hopefully it's not shaky. You're just kissing the details. Just to make them pop. And that's it. Hope you guys got a good view of that. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go around this corner. So I'm gonna see if I can turn you. All right, so we're just gonna keep going. let me know if you have any questions. Oh, good. Thank you guys for letting me know that you can see. It's so hard to try to pay attention to what's happening in the camera and make sure that you guys are actually able to see what I'm doing. So your honest feedback is great. I appreciate when you help me out. So if you guys can see, there's like hardly any paint on the brush. So I just used what was on the lid to add the paint there, okay? And then I have my paper towel, and then I'm just gonna evenly distribute that and make sure there's no globs or anything like that. And then I'm gonna keep going around the corner. Now, I think I probably picked this mirror up for like $5. If I remember correctly, it was like $5, I think, at a garage sale or a thrift store. I can't remember which. And I'm using just the paint in the lid. And this is just gonna make it so, it's just gonna highlight these really cute details. I do like the dark sort of wrought iron look, even though it's not actually wrought iron. But all these details were really just getting wasted, which was a shame. So I just wanted to make them pop and then just have this wonderful piece to demonstrate how easy dry brushing is for you guys. So let's see if I can bring you in a little closer. Maybe I'll just put you directly on the mirror. Maybe that would work. And tilt you down. How's that? I think that's good. Okay. All right, so I just barely dipped my brush again. And we're just kissing these beautiful highlights. We're just brushing just all of the little details that are popping out, just to bring them to life, just to breathe some life into it. And it's so easy. It's so easy. So I'm gonna shift you around a little bit more and see if this corner is in the frame. There you go. And again, we're just going to take and put the tiniest amount of paint on the brush. It does not take very much at all. I am taking my paper towel, and I'm just going in different directions, kind of wiping it to make sure it's totally sort of evenly distributed on my brush here. And then I'm moving the brush before I even touch down, just feathering is a good word to use, just a light touch, and then you can kind of see as you go if you need to press harder. As you start to use what little bit of paint was on the brush, then you can push harder to kind of keep the effect even. Okay. And voila, this piece is finished. And that's all we did. So I'm going to see if I can pick you up and give you a sort of, let's see if I can get the whole thing. And I don't know if you can see how cute that is. Here, maybe I'll lift it up. Let me see if I can lift this up so that you can actually see how cute this is. I don't know if you can or not. Okay, so I'm gonna pick the camera up and give you a close-up of how pretty this is. Okay, so I'm just gonna tilt the camera back up this way and talk to you for a second. Okay, so that was some acrobatics, trying to make sure you could see what I was doing. But again, thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Heather, and we are using Shabby paints, worn white, to give this mirror just a little bit of detail and character. I already have a cute place that I'm going to hang it, so I can give you guys a better picture of what it looks like finished. I don't know how long we've been on here this morning, but it's morning in Oregon, so wherever you are, morning, afternoon, whatever. And yeah, so this took only a few minutes to do. It only took the paint. It didn't even use all of the paint in my lid. So I actually still have a little glob of paint in my lid that just came from shaking it up. So, you know, I used like 10 cents worth of paint and about 10 minutes of my time, which could have been even quicker if I wasn't on here talking. And it just turned out so cute, and I absolutely love it. So because this piece is going to go on the wall and it's not going to be used and open, it's not going to have decorations on it or anything like that, like a dresser or a table, I'm not going to seal this. I really don't think there's any point. I don't like to work harder than I need to, and this is going to be sitting on the wall. So I'm not going to be using any wax or revax or anything like that today. It's just a one and done, which is awesome. So yeah, hi Katie, thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, so I don't know if everyone on here is familiar with Shabby paints, but if you would like to find some Shabby paints to do your own dry brushing project, please just go to www.shabbypaints.com and go to find a retailer. Shabby Shannon hopefully will post the link for you to find a local retailer, and you can also find the retailers on there that have online stores if you don't have a retailer near you. Now, if you don't find an online store that's suitable for you, you can shop directly from the Shabby Paints website, but we do encourage you to please use our stylists first. Please support our stylists, we really appreciate that. And then if you guys are looking for ideas and inspiration, check us out on Instagram, on Pinterest. You can actually do hashtag search for the colors. We have 45 absolutely beautiful colors. And you can do a search like hashtag worn white or hashtag peppy peacock. And you can find projects and what people are doing, which is really, really great. Yeah, so that's super nice. And then, yeah, and then we also really encourage you to jump on to our Shabby Paints Questions and Answers Facebook group, where you can collaborate with us, you can collaborate with your peers, you can ask questions about products and post your finished pieces, and it's really just a community and we love it. So definitely join our Shabby Paints Questions and Answers group and paint with us because we love that. So I hope you all have a beautiful and blessed Friday. Thank you so much for joining me for Fabulous Fridays with Heather. And today we are working at my home. And I will see you next Friday with another fun project. And until then, happy painting.